It's fun to see different builds. Yeah, I mean, again, it can work. Like, going Stormhost can work, but specifically, I would say it's like an option against an Archon drop opener, not a charge opener. But here we go. We were just gambling. The gamba. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner here of Winter Madness, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing T1. It is herO. Here we go. And again, herO, he has been on fire over the past couple of months here, winning everything. Starting, of course, back in December, winning RSL, Thunderfire, LiuLi Cup as well. It's been insane to see herO on a tear ever since December. And we'll see if that trend continues. Meanwhile, ByuN has been working on his TVP. Like, it's still something that is working on. I think I would even go as far as say it's his best matchup, to be fair. But again, going up against the best Protoss players in the world, it's still a difficult kind of task to handle. It's a difficult mountain to climb, whether it's herO, Classic, Max Packs. It is still a struggle. Now, ByuN does open up double gas opener out of ByuN. Going for a more tech-heavy start, going for a faster factory. Fun fact, this is a rematch. If you remember, this week we actually casted these two in a best of 5 in the finals of Sparkling Tunica. Did cast them in the finals, and herO was hyper aggressive, and I mean, herO did spoilers, I suppose, but do check out the VODs for Tunica. But herO was a beast in that event. ByuN was able to hold his own a little bit for a time, for sure, but herO was just so chaotic and so aggressive, mixing in Stargate openers and proxies and earlier charge builds, earlier blink builds. Like, herO was very flexible, very flexible, and that's kind of the big strength of herO, is his willingness to kind of diversify and kind of like throw whatever he can at the wall and see what sticks. He's willing to be experimental. There we go. Was this after STC? This was pre-STC. Pre-STC. Technically, STC was the rematch. True. There we go. ByuN does scout. It does check the left-hand side, looking for a proxy. Opening up Rex. Oh, okay. Opening up into a second Reaper into Hellion. So it's going to be a Reaper Hellion opener out of ByuN. A very light aggression with Reaper Hellion. The goal here typically is economic damage. This does not scale well into a longer game. We're looking for some probe kills and also scouting information. Hallucination does confirm. hero's in position, and herO goes for his tech of choice, Twilight Council. Gets scouted. So Twilight Council open out a herO working towards Blink. ByuN does break in. Breaks through the front door. Takes down the first probe. Not bad. One probe goes down. Getting a second probe just barely. Do we get three? We do. Oh my god, just barely. Three probes go down. In the end, a 1-to-1 trade. 2 Reapers and a Hellion for 3 workers. It's okay. It's not ideal, but it's an okay trade. And got a full scout to confirm the gateways and the Twilight Council. Behind this, ByuN setting up for an early drop. Going for the follow-up. Based on what we're seeing here, it looks like herO is going for a greedy build. It's going to be 2-gate blink into a third base. So herO is cutting corners. herO is being very, very light when it comes to his aggression as well. Just a very low gate count. Spots the army. Containing ByuN. Oh. Nice catch on the Stalker. Very nice. Blink is not done. Yeah, Blink is still on the horizon here, so the Cyclone does punish. Nice pickoffs out of ByuN. Meanwhile, there's a third base for herO. As herO does try that position. Once again, they're getting punished. as ByuN is committing into a push. Jesus. Yeah, catching out one of the stalkers. Very nice pickup. Yeah, the pickup micro punishing. That's 3 stalkers going down. Ay, ay, ay. Heavy losses for herO. Remember, herO's on a low gateway count. He doesn't have many stalkers to begin with. And ByuN's not done. ByuN, he's chasing down those stalkers. At the same time, he's rallying out tanks and banshees. ByuN is being hyper aggressive. First banshee moves out. Oh, blink is done. Blink is done. The medevac still gets away though. Yeah, medevac gets away. herO gets punished, losing another stalker. Heavy losses for herO. And does herO have cloak? Oh, sorry, have detection? The answer is no. There's no observer. There is a robo. But hero's being torn apart here, just being a little bit too careless with these stalkers. Throwing away too much. Banshee moves in. 0 detection. And we can 2-shot. Yeah, we can just 2-shot probes. Getting 1, 2, 3 probes going down. The observer's being chronoed as we speak. But this is nice damage here. 0 mining in the main base. Observer has now arrived. Here he will defend, but not without losing 5 probes. 6, 7. 7 probes going down. Oh god, we're not done. Second banshee at the natural. And ByuN is just all over herO. Oh. And the pressure's on herO. Pressure is on. Gets a tank. Nice pickup. But the prism's going to be hunted down. Sadly not as worth it. There's a scan to make sure he does not get away. Doesn't get away. Stalkers, they tend to poke in. Another stalker falls. And ByuN takes the lead. ByuN takes the lead. He's gotten so much value, has traded so much more efficiently. Catching out stalkers, probes, economic damage. Is bleeding out some units himself. But overall, still a better position for ByuN. Now the question becomes, do we commit on 2 bases? The answer is no. 3rd CC. So 3rd CC is on the way. ByuN is expanding. ByuN is building up in towards the mid game. ByuN is looking comfortable, but is not pressing that advantage. Again towards the main. Does back out. Storm is just now finishing up in 7 seconds. Storm isn't ready yet. 3 seconds away. Oh, here he shows his hand too soon. No. Yeah, again, it was 3 seconds off. There's the first storm. Ooh, double storm even. Oh no, the mines! No, the mines! Oh my god. 1 shot goes off. The prism barely gets away. That would have been disastrous. That would have been game. Losing 2 Templar then and there. Jesus. As herO is still moving out. Again, it's been a very shaky mid-game here for herO. And with that, ByuN establishes his 3rd. Forcing out storms. Once again, better trades for ByuN. And herO, he has a ways to go to stabilize. herO behind this taking up. We have the Bay on the way for Colossus production. 4th base on the way as well. herO has at least gained map control. The goal here should just be contain. Oh. Mine shot going off. Decent storm in the bio. But here shouldn't be pushing in, not like this. Going for another storm. Oh, nice splits. And avoids the storm. Another flanking storm with the army, catching out Marines. But again, ByuN is holding. Again, here he didn't. It was ill-advised to try to force his way up the ramp, but at the same time, herO is behind, so he's been very pressured. He's been very pressured here to find some damage, to take some risks. It did land some storms at least. Land some storms. herO ready for a zealot run by. He is now amassing Colossus. He's slowly recovering in terms of his army and the quality of the army. At the same time, ByuN is turtling up. We're turtling up, throwing down sensor towers, missile turrets, more CCs, getting a fourth base. If ByuN can get a fourth base up running, he can max out. He can sustain his army. Typically and traditionally in TVP, the goal of the Protoss is to deny the fourth base, but I don't see herO doing that. SCP. Catching out the Sulkers. This is also going to be forced back. Again, herO is lacking the map control that Protoss typically would have here in PvT. But how many High Templar does he have? 9. Okay. 9 High Templar. herO is now pushing. He's building up to 5 Colossus as well. That's a lot of splash damage. The downside is that he doesn't really have much buffer because he has so much supply invested into that AoE, into that splash damage. Doesn't have as much support. herO pokes in, he sees all the ghosts. He backs off with half his army. Just in case. Makes sense. Ooh, and ByuN is getting a 5th. EMPs are connecting. There's still one storm in the chamber. Here he has to be careful. Ooh, brutal EMP catching out the Archons. Yeah, 2 Archons going down, Colossus as well. Some brutal pickoffs. Oh my god, that's a massive storm. Okay. The first big storm of the game was just a connection. herO now reinforcing. He's a landing though. Vikings, they attempt to zone away. Ooh, another storm on the Vikings. Gets 1 Colossus, there's still 4 left. Oh, that's Colossus going down. There's 2 remaining with the main army. There's 2 Colossus remaining. herO, he does back off in time. Pulls away. And pulls away. Still doesn't have the most amazing economy here. Again, ByuN does get his 5th base up running. Planetary now morphs in. That's a scary moment for herO. He fails to deny the expansion. But it just keeps landing the EMPs. They keep landing. Oh, getting another Colossus. And what was once 5 is down to 2. Down to 2 Colossi. Still a high Templar count. So ideally at this point we'd be switching to Disruptors. As Vikings have been dominating the sky. Now we have Liberators on the way as well. And moving in. Nice EMP. Jesus, EMP catching up 2 high Templar once again. The EMPs, they just keep landing. As ByuN is still sharking around. herO double expanding, taking every base on the map. At least trying to. But again, ByuN already has a 5th. Like, ByuN, he's already got his economy. He already has his bases. Once he gets to go out the EMPs, they just keep landing, catching out 2 more high Templar. We're down to 7. Speaking of EMPs, oh god. ByuN, he doesn't miss. They just keep landing. Finally. Oh god, nice. Oh, calm down. Yo, herO just wants the storm, baby. Oh my god, that's like what, 6 consecutive EMPs? Just catching everything. This is also why you want to switch into disruptors. EMPs, they can't stop them. Yeah, EMPs, they just keep connecting. We got 2 high Templar left. There we go. We land 1 storm, grazing the army. Oh my god. Okay, we got 4 storms. First does land on the Vikings. Okay. There's the Vikings. Another storm. Wasted here on Liberators. I want to say there's 2 storms left with the main army. Here he has to be careful. Oh, there he comes! Yeah, he's all clumped up. Massive EMPs. There was only 1 storm left. Storm does land, and now he has to come in. Now he has to get into the fight here. These Archons are going to go down one after the other. Every high Templar falls. Vikings, they punish the Colossus. And here is still making more Colossi. Ay, ay, ay. And now thinking about Sky Toss. Stargate's on the way. Thinking about at least some other ship. Here is trying to build up. And has a couple of fresh high Templar. True. And rotates in between the bases. EMPs A-zone away. Oof. Yeah, nice storm of the ghost. Storm does land. Yeah, storm zones away as well. Once again, the EMPs are brutal and most high Templar get caught out. Again, here he has been very, very prone to clumping his high Templar. And they keep getting punished. As ByuN does go for a counter attack. Okay, base goes down. Damage is finally being done. Essentially, for this entire game, for the past 18, 19 minutes, ByuN has been turtling. ByuN, this is the first time he's actually pushing across the map. So he gets out, gets 16 probes and a base. Does fall back home. Pulls back. Crazy Link. No, gonna be losing all these Stalkers. There's some rough losses there for herO. Blinking into the army. At the same time, another push on the left-hand side, knocking down another base. And recalls on cooldown. Recalls on cooldown. ByuN can just keep pushing. Oh my god. Yeah, the expansion goes down. The hero is trying to rotate. He has built up a hefty army again. He's got a lot of high Templar, a lot of Colossus. Again, due to all these bases, herO has had a booming economy, so he's rebuilt his army. As ByuN knocks down another expansion. Oh, we got the mothership on the way. I believe that's the 6th Colossus. Building up to 6 Colossus. So ultimately, herO does have a lot of bases. Bearing in mind that herO needs more bases, the Protoss needs to be up in expansions compared to the Terran, otherwise they're behind. So bear that in mind. herO does have bases to spare, but now herO is losing that economy, and he needs it. If you've noticed, herO, he's been taking some really, really rough trades, losing a lot of high-tech units, and due to his economy, he could afford it. Now less so. So he's going to be careful. He's double expanding, taking these northern bases, rotating towards the south side. ByuN, it's his turn to be out of position. CC goes down. God, here comes a... Oh my god, mass EMPs! No, he clumps again! Two storms, and every High Templar got EMP'd. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, here his army gets bullied. Gets forced back. We gotta calm down with the High Templars. Spread them out! Spread them out, papi. Every time. Nice snipe, catching another High Templar. Another base goes down. Ooh, as herO's going for the mass recall. Okay, bold move. He clumps up. Mothership is moving in. He's going for the recall. And we're trading bases. We're trading bases here. Top left is going to go down. Same with bottom left. The Liberator's moving in. Here he has to get the hell out of here. But again, he will also lose an expansion. And may even lose the mothership. Oh my god, barely gets away. Barely does pull away. Meanwhile, the army's not done. Dives in, getting 3 High Templar. Jesus. Scouting the Tempest. Prompting more Vikings. As we just rush in. Yeah, we just rush past. Catching up more production. Here he turns everything back around. He races back home. Gonna be losing 1. Gonna be losing 2 robos. 3 robos even. Not quite. Yeah, not quite towards the end. So that was an expensive run by. A lot of ghosts, a lot of marauders. ByuN checking for expansions. I'm sure happy to see. Bottom left is completely clear. Oh god, and freedom has arrived. Now, thankfully, here he has an answer to the Liberators. That's going to be the Tempest. But so far, he only has 4 Tempests, or very low Tempest counts. The Mothership, no! Mothership's left idle. Big snipe. Mothership goes down. And here, these are his last mining bases. God, his EMPs, they just keep covering everything. Mass EMP on the army. herO double expanding. The other thing that hopefully herO notices is that he's kept replacing these bases, but he has no gases. He has no gases here. And here is actually out of gas. He's he's running out of money. He has plenty of minerals, sure. But he's running out of gas. Stealth's pushing towards the planetary. Liberation zone's pushing back. We have how many? We have 22 Vikings. I mean, the mass Colossus and Tempest, they prompted this. Forcing a recall. Gets a Colossus, gets 2. And the Colossi go down. The rest of the army getting caught. At the same time, we recall here towards the left-hand side. And ByuN could keep pushing, but no, he backs up. Okay, does back off. And here he's retaking his gases. Took the gases on the left-hand side. Going for the high yield gas as well. ByuN, he's rotating over. Okay, there's a reason why herO has less supply here. It's just because he has no gas. He's down to 3 Colossus from 6. He's down to 0 Tempest, actually, losing all 4. Yeah, he lost all of his Tempest. He lost most of his Colossus. Down to 7 High Templar. Which are going to be EMP'd. Okay, this time. EMP's a graze the army. Liberators at deny mining. So no economy on the top side. Here is going to be denied the high yield gas geyser. Yeah, the Liberators, they force him back. Again, what was the instance of the Liberators? It was meant to be Tempest, but he lost all of them. Did lose all the Tempest. There's still 24 Vikings. You can definitely argue there are too many at this point. Earlier, you could justify because there were 4 Tempest and 6 Colossus, but now there's less in the sky, right? There's a lot less in the sky. Mothership is revealed. Army collapses in, gets another Colossus. Storm's on away. Nice snipes. Gets 1, 2, 3 High Templar. 3 Templar gets snipes. The mothership does kill the gas geyser and SCVs. But it's gonna go down. And mothership can't get away. It's an expensive loss there for herO. Bearing in mind that herO doesn't really have much resources to work with in terms of gas. hero's getting caught out though, okay. Catching out a couple of ghosts. Oh, nice EP. EP catching out the Tempest. Is this the only gas mining here for herO as he's being denied that? Yeah, he only has these are the only gases mining. We're mined out here in the center, likewise mined out here on the third base. There's no gases on the top side, no gas rate just now being taken top right. So here he has a little bit of gas income. Thankfully did take top right. Scan reveals the army. Gets a ghost. Oh, never mind. Ghost gets away. Vikings, they want the Tempest. And catching one out. I mean, a couple of well-placed storms can shut down these Vikings. They're very low. A couple of EMPs they connect. Another base is going to go down. That's a kill, not a cancel. And ByuN has just been dominating for the past like 20 minutes. it's been crazy. Like hero's been hanging in there, but at the same time, hero's been so inefficient. The EMPs have been insane. Sniping the Colossus, sniping the Tempest. Even here, catching it even more. That's 1, 2, 3 Tempest going down. Resets the Skytoss army. Oh, the EMPs, they land on the High Templar. And here is just getting bullied. Ay, ay, ay. For the past 20 minutes. A lot of it's been on herO. Like, herO was very wasteful early on. Like, ByuN just had the stronger early game. He had a very, very strong early game. If you remember here, he was wasting Stalkers. He was unable to stop the 3rd base or the 4th base of the Terran, or the 5th base, right? The 5th base got him running it real easy. And hero's broke. He's broke. He's getting cornered. He cannot get out of this. He's forced to fight, forced to engage into liberation zones. The freedom punishes. The final Colossus goes down. There's nothing left in the sky. And there's no economy. There's no economy. The Liberator did shut it down. So no mining, no gas, 0 gas income for herO. He's broke, pap. He's broke. Barely any minerals either. And ByuN has just been so efficient this game. As hero's trying to get some mining going. Oh, there's liberation everywhere. No! herO, he has no money. He's just trying to mine. GG. GG gets called. And with that, congratulations. Congratulations to ByuN as he does take a lead in the series. Takes down herO here in game 1. GG. GG, well played. ByuN does take a lead in the series. Again, herO, he had a really messy early game. Very messy early game. As we pointed out, he bled out so many Stalkers early on, going for a 2-gate blink opener into a 3rd base. He bled out units. He did lose map control as a result of that, and because he lost so many Stalkers throughout the course of the early game, he could not stop ByuN from getting his 3rd, from getting his 4th, and getting his 5th base. We tried to emphasize at the time, but typically in TvP, it's on the Protoss to ensure that the Terran player has a hard time expanding. You know, the Protoss player needs map control, but herO didn't have map control. He lost map control very early on, just because he was very wasteful with his early game units as he was trying to get some value, trying to get damage. At a certain point, it made sense. Like, if you remember, we were saying it ourselves that because herO was behind, and it wasn't just losing his Stalkers, but remember the Banshee, it happened half an hour ago, but the Banshee was killing a bunch of workers. Like ByuN, he was ahead economically. He was able to kill 12 probes across the map, so he took that economic lead, killing workers with the Banshee, catching Stalkers with the Bio Army as well. So herO, he felt pressured to get damage done because he was behind, so he took some bad fights. Did take some bad fights because he felt the need to get something done, and in the end, we kind of ended up in the mid game with the Terran player up in economy and in a way, quote unquote, up in bases. I think someone in the chat mentioned, they're like, oh, but herO, he has a bunch of expansions. I mean, he needs those bases to keep up with ByuN, and he did not have them. He could not sustain them. He needed all those expansions, and they were being knocked down time and time again. GG, well played. In the end, herO, he ran out of steam, he ran out of money, and we're now getting into Mothership for game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. Oh, right, sorry. Meanwhile, during the game itself, do apologize, but we were a little bit distracted. But a big shout out to Yoko3601. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing. Do apologize. We were a little bit engrossed in the game itself, so it did slip my mind. But thank you so much for subscribing. We do appreciate the support. Thank you. For 7 months with Twitch Prime. Thank you. Gracias. This morning in the bottom side of the Mothership, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss, the South Korean Protoss representing T1. It is herO. Let's go. Chats, herO is good, cap. I mean, herO is literally the best Protoss player in the world. I mean, there's a reason why he's been winning everything over the past couple of months. As I mentioned, he was our most recent, the RSL offline finals champion, the Thunderfire champion, herO Cup champion, and the OC season 13 champion as well. He was literally winning everything over the past 3 months. But what I will say is that, again, in game number 1, his early game was very shaky. Was very shaky. So we got to tighten up. For now, though, double gas opener out of ByuN once again, going for the faster factory, going for a delayed TC. herO does scout ByuN immediately, so does roll the dice and does roll well here as we're loading into Mothership, a 3-player spawn map. So herO does pull away. as a hell diver, seeing all that liberation makes my heart glow. Oh, no, not like this, baby, not like this. It's a lot of liberation. The EMPs were crazy. I don't want to gloss over that either. How many times did I mean, there was a moment, I think it was like, again, like 20 minutes ago, like maybe 15 minutes into game 1, where ByuN landed like 6 consecutive EMPs, and he just didn't allow a single storm. It was insane how many EMPs were landing. It's crazy. And that was during a time where herO wasn't clumping his High Templar. Towards the later game he was. But now there's Stargate opener. Let's go. So herO does mix things up. He does go for the Stargate instead. A Stargate into Oracle to harass across the map, or we can even open up Phoenixes, back them up, and try to cash the first drop. Now again, Stargate openers are a little bit more common on these larger maps. Think of Winter Madness, think of Mothership, think of Celestial Enclave. That's where Stargate play is more viable. And when you open up Stargate like this, it does leave you vulnerable to 2 base all-ins, but there's a very low chance of ByuN all-ins on a map like this. As Reavers, they get 1 probe kill, they fail to get into the main base. Oracle production has begun. Now thankfully ByuN will have a Cyclone, but will it be in position? Adepse catch 1. 1 Reaper goes down. Adepse commit across the map. Ideally, the Adepse distract the Cyclone. Ideally. Oh, but as the Adepse move out, the Reaper moves in. And the Oracle is forced to reveal itself. Ay, ay, ay. Rough moment here for herO. And now ByuN knows. Now ByuN is aware of the Oracle. Cyclone's able to get away. Second Cyclone's in production. And again, this was meant to be a surprise factor, and it was meant to catch ByuN off guard. Won't be able to. Yeah, ByuN's in position. Behind this, we have a Twilight Council. A higher chances is going to be Twilight Council into Blink. We'll see if he goes into charge. Oh. Okay, we're making a Phoenix. Interesting. If herO commits into Phoenixes, then oh no, the Oracle! The Oracle gets caught out. So thankfully, do we have a scan? Do we have a scan? Does break the lock on. Scan is not quite available. We have the medevac though. Yeah, medevac moves in. Oracle goes down. Massive pick off. The Oracle killed 1 Reaper. That's all the value that herO got from the Oracle. Now there's a second Oracle moving in. True. Second Oracle does catch ByuN off guard, and ByuN, he commits anyway. Yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. Remember, because of the Stargate, because of the Oracle, there's no blink, there's no charge, there's no upgrade for the Gateway Army. Shield battery's not yet done either. And ByuN's going for the kill. He's going for the kill, getting the lock on here on the Adepts, getting both Adepts. Both Adepts go down. Boys are being pulled. herO, he may hold here, but he's going to lose a lot of workers. That's 6 probes going down. Oof. Another lock on here on the Stalker. Oh god, the Cyclones, they just keep punishing. They keep punishing. Now we're settling in. Now we're settling in. Do have Stim on the way, building up the Bio Army. Again, ByuN looking solid coming into the mid game. He does have a lead. And the pressure's on herO to try to recover. Like, he has to be active here. It's difficult to really find much damage just because there's no blink. Remember, there's no blink because of the Stargate opener. So herO's behind. The Stargate was not worth it. And ByuN's just chilling. Just chilling on 2 bases. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Agon Dunter. Thank you so much for gifting a bunch of subs to the chat. Oh my god, 5 gifts of subs to the community. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the content, the casting, and the StarCraft. Gracias, papi, gracias. Do appreciate it. Saludos desde México. Saludos, papi, saludos. Gracias, gracias. No sé por qué no me deja subscribe. Oh, okay, I see. Agon saying that he doesn't know why, but he can't like regularly subscribe, but he can give subs. No sé por qué, papi. No sé por qué también. No sé, papi, no sé. Pero gracias, gracias. Thank you so much for the support. De Mexico. Meanwhile, ByuN does sneak out with a couple of Cyclones. herO now has Blink. And he can slow this down. As here, he should not lose any Stalkers here. Nice Blink control. Third base is now on the way. herO is slowing this down. Catching up 2 or 3 Marines. There's the stim. herO does get away. And likewise, he deflects the medevac as well. Oof. Here he's locking in. He's locking in here, but you can see the supply disparity just because of the early game. Oh no, he runs in. Yeah, tank shot goes off, punishing the Stalkers. Here he is in trouble. And this is all due to the early game. Again, here he lost a bunch of workers early on. He lost his Stalkers, he lost his Oracles. That is why there's such a supply disparity. And now ByuN's going for the kill. He's going for the throat. A Storm is still not yet done. He needs more time. 10 seconds. There's 2 Eye Templar. Okay, was getting depowered. Storms are coming in. Okay, does have their Storms. Mind shot going off, forcing friendly fire. Nice splits. Okay, nice splits, nice spread. Stalkers are still going down. They get punished. There's 3 Stalkers left and no more Storms. And no Storms available, and ByuN has done it. ByuN, he has done it. He has broken herO. Once again, herO struggling in the early game. And you know what? This reminds me a lot of Tuna Cup. GG, well played. ByuN, he will claim the series 2-0. GG. Actually, sorry, this doesn't remind me of Tuna Cup. This reminds me of the Wardy TV Monday. If you were here, was it last night? Yes. If you were here last night, if you remember, we casted Cure. Cure, he took down Max Pax in the semis, and Cure, he had a best of 5 against herO. He had a best of 5 against herO. And in that best of 5, it is very similar to what we just saw, where herO, he was very aggressive in the early game. If you remember, herO, he went for like a proxy 2-gate, then he went for a Stargate opener, and he went even 2-gate opener back at home into Stargate, I should say. So herO was hyper aggressive, and he got punished, he got shut down, and herO had a really shaky early game, and he lost 2 games in a row, and he was down 2-0. And then herO started playing standard, and then herO won 3. He pulled off the reverse sweep, and then he 3-0'd Cure from there. So he was down 2-0, then he 3-0'd once he started playing standard. Here is very similar. It's similar in the sense that the early game was just really rough, both game 1 and game 2. Here in game 2 especially, herO took a chance. He took a risk, went for the Stargate opener. As you mentioned, it got scattered very early on. herO, he chose not to chase the Reaper. Remember, it all came, in my opinion, it came down to the Reaper. 2 Reapers, they hit the natural. herO had 3 adepts. He killed 1 Reaper, and then he chose not to stay at home to defend against the second Reaper, but to counterattack, which means ByuN got in, and ByuN scattered the Oracle ahead of time. So the Oracle got 0 damage. It was scattered well ahead of time. He got shut down, and from there, everything just snowballed out of control. We did mention that the big weakness when you go for a Stargate opener is your early game defense is weaker, and you're vulnerable to 2 base all-ins. And we were like, oh, ByuN's not going to go for a 2 base all-in. And he didn't, but after he shut down the Oracle, he's like, oh, I know you're vulnerable, let's just go. Let's just send it across the map, let's just commit. That was a reaction to the Stargate opener doing so little damage. And GG, well played. With that, ByuN does claim the series. A very impressive showing here by ByuN. Does bring him down, and with that we have our winners match. It is going to be a TVP between ByuN and Trigger. Let's go. Let us go. So we're going to be getting that ready. For the time being, though, we're going to be cutting to a short break. We're getting up to the halfway mark here, and I guess we can actually quickly have a look at the bracket itself. So switching our scenes over. ByuN, he just took down herO 2-0 to advance on to the winners match. Meanwhile, Trigger likewise took down Scarlet 2-0 as well. So up next after the break, we're going to be having Trigger versus ByuN in the winners match, and Scarlet versus herO in the elimination match. Oh boy, we have 3 best of 3s remaining here. Up next is going to be another Terran versus Protoss, Trigger and ByuN. We'll see you soon after the break. See you soon, pappy. See you soon.